Hey everybody, I'm Zafir and welcome back to another episode of No Love Lost 2.0. I hope you guys just have been enjoying the show like I've been enjoying recording it. So today's episode, I just want to have a little conversation with y'all about some things that I've been thinking to myself, some of my thoughts that I don't put out there too often about some relationships that I have with individuals. So I have friends who call on me for advice all the time that want to have conversations, want to have dialogue, and get my opinion on things. This is many of my friends. This isn't about anyone in particular. And if you take it personal, then it's directed at you. And the only reason why I say that is because if you feel like this is for you, then it is, because I'm talking in general. So that's up to you. So whatever the case may be, so I have a few friends that always call on me looking for advice on how to do things and how to express themselves or how to go about having conversations that are uncomfortable, because I'm a big advocate for everyone to communicate. Communication is key. Making sure you have that open dialogue with someone is very important to have a respectable relationship or friendship or just any type of work relationship. You have to have a dialogue. You have to be able to speak, and you have to be able to respect someone else's opinion even when you don't agree with it, right? So I have a friend that always is asking me for advice, always asking me how to move. And at this point, I'm fed up. Now I am fed up. I'm like, listen, do not call me and ask me for no advice. Don't ask me no questions, because I'm not telling you what to do. I always tell my friends, you got to move how you want. You got to move conducive to what is okay with you for your life, because how I move may not be okay for you. How I move, how I may do things in my life, you're not going to always agree with. So you got to find the path that is right for you. I could give you advice, but ultimately how everything ends up is going to be on you. So don't sit here and just go by what I say to do and then make that your end all be all, right? So this friend continues to be in situations that make them uncomfortable and make them not okay with a person that they're around. Basically the person always is trying to have sexual relations with them, and they don't want to do that with that particular person. But at this point, I feel like they do, because how is it that you are in this place for years? Sorry, y'all. In this place for years with this person where they have constantly continued to make you feel uncomfortable, yet you stay there. I feel like this. We have to start taking accountability for our actions. We can't continue to blame people for their actions if we allow their actions to go forward. You can't sit here and be mad at somebody and you tell them, listen, I'm not comfortable with this. I don't like when you do this. It makes me uncomfortable. I wish you would stop. Going forward, do not move like this with me. And then we keep doing it. We keep engaging with them. We keep having relations with them. And that doesn't mean sexual. That means friendships, allowing people access to us. Too often we allow people to have access to us, and that's why they end up taking advantage. There's times when God will tell you to remove a person, and you sit up there being stupid. I said it, being stupid, and I don't care. Being stupid and allowing yourself to be played with. Let me tell you something. I know I'm of God's child. So with that being said, I know that I'm not about to play with no demons. I'm not about to sit in a field with demons and play catch. I'm not about to sit in a field with demons and stay on the phone and call them my best friend, or call them somebody that, I've been friends with them so long, so I need them. There's no such thing. See, the issue is people have attachment issues due to childhood trauma half of the time. That's not always the case, but they don't know how to let things go. It's like being a hoarder. They don't know how to let things go because they're emotionally tied to it. It could be a candy wrapper that been sitting there for 5 years at a hoarder's house, and they'll sit here and you throw that out and they'll have a whole emotional breakdown. You know why that is? It's really not about the candy wrapper. It's about their attachments, their lack of understanding of their emotions. A lot of people tend to think with emotions instead of logic. And I'm a logical thinker. I have emotions too. I go through feelings too that I have with friends, but I also know that I gotta be a person that stands on business. And what I mean by that is I'm not gonna sit here and continue to be in relations with people that don't make me feel good. Like for instance, recently, me and my sister got into our first argument as adults in years, right? And I was sitting here like, okay, dismiss. And, people be like, oh, well, damn, you just be kicking people out your life. No, it's not like that for me. What it is I don't tolerate disrespect. And once you become disrespectful or you do things that I don't like, I'm going to remove myself. Now, the thing about it is I will give you a chance to explain yourself where we can possibly fix it. But if you don't sit here and take heed to that and you continue to do things that is not conducive with the life that I want to live, I'm going to sit here and remove you. Let me help you out. Let me take care of you. Let me make sure you good by stepping you on up out of here. Get up out of here. Get up out of my life if you're not wanting to be here. So, that's where I am with things. So I'm not going to sit here and keep complaining about an issue that is a repetitive issue that I have with you as a friend or as a family member, and you are not respecting my boundaries. You continue to move how you move and then thinking I'm supposed to be okay with it. No, I'm not here for it. I'm not taking it. Get the fuck out. It's too often we don't know how to tell people, get out, get away from me. You're not supposed to be here, because we are conducive to being stuck on people, being stuck on, oh, well, we've been friends for so long. Oh, well, we've been in each other's lives for so long. Oh, well, I've known you 10 or 20 years. So you know what? That's like with people that get married to people and they say the person you marry is not the person you divorce. No. Because people change every day. People become evil people. People become good people. People do not stay the same. Sometimes people grow up and things about them change. But the fact is, I can't get down and get boogie with bullshit. I'm not here for it. And it's not about being the most right or being the most right in the room or sitting here having control. Because anybody that sit here and says that, oh, well, you're controlling the situation by setting boundaries, that's a narcissist. If they don't like that you set boundaries for them and it makes them uncomfortable that your boundaries don't align with what they want from you, that's not somebody that needs to be in your life. And I just feel like, I'm not here for that. No, I'm sorry. The excuses and the behaviors that continue on and on and on with this particular friend and this other friend, I'm not here for it. Actually, you know what? I'd rather not even hear about it no more, because at this point, I feel like you're a liar. I feel like the friend that's telling me this is a liar, because there's something going on bigger than what you're obviously telling me. And if there's not, then you both are delusional. You both have delusions that you need to sit here and go focus on. And I also don't appreciate people who want to start things and then don't finish them. Don't sit up here and start something that you want to build and then you dismiss it because life got at you. Life happens every day. Life is always going to sit here and whoop your ass some way. If you are not born with gold in your mouth, and I don't mean from the doctor and getting gold teeth, I mean literally, if you don't have that silver spoon, that real silver spoon, not that Dollar Tree silver spoon, you are not going to always be, you're not always going to be in a place of having an easy life. You're always going to face challenges, especially if you grow up in poverty or middle class, because the worst place to be is middle class and poverty. Being rich is the only way. That's not the key to happiness. That's not what I'm saying. But what it comes back down to is having financial freedom versus not having it is a big stepping stone in how people are emotionally, how they think logically, and how they move forward in their lives. Because a lot of the times people are grown children. The age does not match the mindset. The mindset is still in the place of being 18 and 17, and the body is sitting here at 30. Too often I have met adults who move like kids, and this has nothing to do with finances. I mean, mentally, they don't have the ability to sit here and separate themselves from things that are no longer good for them. I always tell people, I tell my husband this, I do not give life to things that do not feed me. So what I mean by that is things that don't feed my soul, encourage me and uplift me to be a better version of myself, or just continue to be the best version of myself. I'm not here for it. I'm not going to be inclined to sit here and have conversations, and I'm not going to feel pity for people who continue to sit here and deal with the same behaviors. When are you going to realize that it's you? You're the problem. A lot of the times people don't really understand that you are the problem. Sometimes it's not the person that won't leave you alone. Sometimes it's you, because something in you, that little boy in you or that little girl in you, has attachment issues. You say you're scared to let things go. People are always scared to let things go, but people let things go when it no longer what feeds them. Domestic violence will literally go back time and time again, not because they really want to, but because it's all they know. Being familiar with something will leave you stuck in a place of being stuck. You won't change. You won't grow. It will keep you minute. It will keep you small. And too often, people don't want you to outgrow the cage that you were born into. And sometimes we are taught these values that don't really line with the values that we choose to have on later in life. Meaning that as you grow as an individual, the values that you are sometimes instilled in you will change. They will mature. They will be in a different place that they were when you were younger. Too often we sit up here and try to play like, oh, you know what? My life is so good. No, sometimes life is fucked up. Sometimes things ain't good. Sometimes people got you messed up. Sometimes, it's just the reality that you ain't good. But when do you sit here and start making yourself good? I personally, and this is a personal feeling, like I've had this conversation with my husband, I always say, happiness is a choice, because you have to eventually choose on how do you want to move in life. If you sit here and keep yourself stuck, you can't blame the world for the decisions you choose to make. You have to be a person that's willing to outgrow your situation. Sometimes it's too often people don't want to get out of their environment. Sometimes they don't know how to get out of their environment and make it where they can make better decisions. Sometimes the scariest thing about growing up is changing. How do you feel about that, babe?
Yeah. Me as an individual, I definitely struggled with the growing part, especially being in the situation, being that we've been together for 4 years almost now. That was the first thing that I struggled with, because going into this relationship, I definitely felt like I was ready for it, and I was mature enough and all of this. I had this, that, and the other, my own job, my own money, you know. But realizing that, holy shit, I had a lot more growth to do in order for me to be ready for the type of lifestyle that we're living now. And not everybody is ready for that type of lifestyle. That's okay. But in order for you to realize that, it definitely takes a lot.
And you know my famous saying. What's my famous saying, baby? In order to grow,
You have to struggle.
that's not what I say. I say in order to grow, sometimes you have to get uncomfortable. In order to maneuver through life, sometimes you have to be uncomfortable. Sometimes you have to shed your former self to become the new you, the better you, the you that is going to be the champion for yourself. Too often we want to depend on people for things that they are not ready to be dependent on. We expect change from people, and people also think because somebody had a changed behavior in certain ways that changes how they are as a person. That is not true. Some people will change in certain ways, or they'll pretend. A lot of people in this world are great actors, a great actress. They know how to win that Academy Award, and then when they pull that sheet off your eyes that got you covered up and got you drunk in love, you're going to sit here and realize, damn, it would have been better for me to let this go earlier in life, because I wouldn't have to deal with this later. I'm a big person on, I don't need a lot of friends. I just need a good 2 to 3 people in my life that keep me grounded and that cheer for me in life, and they want the best for me no matter what. They don't just cheer for me when it benefits them. They cheer for me even when it has nothing to do with them. Too often we sit here and allow people to stay around too long. We let people stay in our lives that should have been gone 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, even 10 years ago. There's a reason why people will be married for 30 and 40 years and then get divorced, because you should have been free a long time ago, but you didn't allow yourself to do, because what? All you knew was this person. All you were familiar with was the behavior that they displayed. It's just too often we don't allow ourselves to reach the potential to be the best versions of ourselves. We allow ourselves to get stuck in people who don't deserve to make us stuck. I love everything about my life now. And that's because I made conscious decisions with emotion and logic to make things better for me. And unfortunately, not unfortunately, actually, fortunately, I made decisions to remove people who have been there from the start of my life. And that is because they did not feed me and I didn't feed them. We weren't conducive to having a happy, cohesive life. We were angry with each other. We were mad at each other. We were upset with each other, and we did not know how to move past that together. So it's not about giving up on people, but it's also realizing that it's okay to take your time away from someone. It's okay to, sit here and say, you know what? I got to focus on me right now. I can't deal with you right now. I can't deal with how you move. I've had that situation recently with a friend of mine I've been friends with over 10 years. Like I had told him he wondered why he didn't hear from me or why I wasn't talking to him. I had silenced his call. I had silenced his notifications on social media. And I told him, I said, the way you live your life is not conducive to how I live mine. I'm not here to judge you. You got to do what's best for you, but I also got to do the same for me. And what that means is right now, where you are in life is not aligned with how I want to live. So I'm going to back up and let you do you. And recently we have reconnected in the last year since I said that. And and mind you, this person never stopped hitting me up and stopped trying to be in relations with me as a friend. It was more so, like I said, I just had to step back from them because I didn't like the way they lived their life. And it was upsetting me because it was including me in the drama. So I said, in order to keep that respect that I have from you from the beginning, because you're not a bad person. You're just a person who has not grown up yet mentally. So you still stay in the place of how we met each other when we were 19 and 20. So I removed myself for quite a while, and now me and that person are rebuilding our relationship as friends. And I do believe it's getting stronger, not because they're doing what I said to do, but because they had to sit here and reflect. They had to go sit with themselves and go live their life without me being a part of it. And not like, oh, well, as a punishment, I'm taking myself away. It wasn't a punishment. It was me letting them be who they are unapologetically, without restraints, without thinking of my feelings, because I don't want anybody to sit here and have to dumb down who they are as a person to fit the narrative of how I want them to be. No, live your life, friend. Do what makes you happy. You know, reach your dreams, whatever that is. And if the life that you are happy and I'm not in it, then good for you. But we are at a place where our friendship is regrowing and in a better place, and we're talking more often, and they've matured a lot. It's not about doing what I say. It's about making sure that you live a life that's conducive to the life that you really want and that you say. Too often we say we want things that we're not ready for. I have friends who say they're ready for relationships, get in a relationship, and then boom, they gone. They out of it. What happened? Oh, well, it just, they said something I ain't like, or I said something they ain't like. Well, did you communicate that? Did y'all have conversations? Did y'all have dialogue? Did y'all have open dialogue about how you feel? Or did you just sit here and go back to what you're used to and retreat? Too often people retreat from themselves and retreat to themselves because they don't know how to effectively communicate. It's not easy to communicate when you don't know how to. It's not easy when you don't know how to healthy communicate, meaning that you don't make jabs and dig jabs into the other person. You communicate your feelings, you state how you feel, you stay on topic, and you don't maneuver to things to hurt the other person. If what you're saying hurts the person, let it be facts. Don't let it be a part of the emotion that you feel based off of your anger. You can be upset with a person and even dismiss a person in peace. It's not always best to blow up. It doesn't make you a better person. It doesn't make you a better individual. And it doesn't make you more amazing and cooler to sit here and try to break somebody. All it does is take away the power you have to be the best you. Remember, this is No Love Lost 2.0. I'm Zafir, your host. I appreciate all the love I continue to get. Make sure you check me out on YouTube at No Love Lost Pod. Make sure you check me out on TikTok at No Love Lost 24, Pod 24. And also, I'm on Instagram as well as No Love Lost Pod 24. You can check me out on YouTube. I am on YouTube Live every day consistently. I am on Facebook as well as No Love Lost 2.0. Make sure you guys continue to show us that love. And I have some videos coming. I can't wait to give y'all where y'all can go on our site. I have some brands that, wanted me to push their brand out there and gave me some items to check out. And I'm going to be unboxing and opening those things with you guys. And remember, it's one love. I'm Zafir. This is No Love Lost 2.0. Keep showing that love, y'all.